He's looking for some help. Ball knocked out of bounds. Still Orlando ball unless Billy Spooner changes the call. And he will. Rashard Lewis, his struggles continue. Just 2 of 6 from the field. Remember last year in the conference semifinals when the Magic beat them in 7? Look at the numbers last year against the Celtics. 20 points, shot well from the field. But of course the key element, Kevin Garnett did not play in that series. He's in this one, and Rashard Lewis knows it better than anyone.
And it's just not that, though. They had only 3 bigs last year. Big Baby, Perkins, and Scalabrine. So they had to give more help on Howard. And that, again, that wears you down. You can't take the foul, so you might have to give more help. So then that leads to where, Lewis was open there.
Rondo with the steal, but then commits the foul. Made a good play, but the hustle from Nelson forced the steal. And Rondo picks up the personal. That's his first.
And you talk about the addition of the extra big. That certainly makes a difference as you see Rondo with the hustle play and certainly the shove down of Nelson. But I don't want to minimize the job that Kevin Garnett is doing, paying attention to detail. Even on that last play, transition, he stops the ball from going to Dwight Howard and then makes the extra effort getting back to his initial assignment, which is Rashard Lewis contesting the shot. So he's not giving Lewis any breathing.
Nelson can't hit. Doc Rivers always talks about as Lewis takes that one, about Kevin Garnett's intensity and his voice on defense. Carter gets the bounce. Garnett, the former defensive player of the year. They try to bring it up the floor. And the Celtics will inbound.
You just see what Paul Pierce did.
And he's clowning them.
That's having fun. You're 100% correct. That's having fun.
And that's going to be Howard's foul, his second. Well, Pierce was the subject of conversation. When you have 3 days between games, you got to find stuff to talk about. And there was on his Twitter account, apparently somebody wrote, and Pierce said it wasn't him, somebody broke into it, that bring out the brooms after the 2 wins in Orlando.
How do you break into a Twitter account? And who cares if he says they're going to sweep him? What's he supposed to say? We're going to go home and get a split?
Thank you.
I mean, come on.
Barnes just shoves Garnett, who goes crashing into the Magic bench.
And that's a flagrant foul.
It should be. As he crashed into Stan Van Gundy, tried to help him. Let's see what the call is. Garnett says to Billy Spooner that's a flagrant, and Spooner said no. Just a personal foul on Barnes.
And that should be a flagrant foul because that's intentional by Barnes. No question about it. Not making a play on the basketball, but shoves Kevin Garnett. And I like what Stan Van Gundy did. Sacrificing his body and trying to make sure Kevin Garnett does not get hurt. On the way down, but also not trying to hurt. But that's a dirty play by Matt Barnes.
And then you see the extension with the left arm. That's what really would make it a flagrant.
See, sometimes that's a lot of contact. We Van Gundy boys have taken a few hits on our days on the sideline.
Oh, yes, we have.
I'm just glad that that's Stan over there on the other hand of the short end of an 18-point deficit and Kevin Garnett coming his way. Because if that was you, who knows what you would have done?
Oh, that's a low blow.
No, I know you.
No, that's a low blow.
No, as much as you care about Kevin Garnett, you're thinking, this guy is killing me right now.
Now, you know what, though? I'm going to stick up for him today because I've seen him up close and personal, not afraid to mix it up with the big guys.
Are you serious?
Oh, it's happened.
This is the notorious JVG over here.
Listen, I cannot believe you just took me out like that.
No, that's a compliment.
Yeah, I know, but
you don't have that rational side that's saying, okay, this is Kevin Garnett, dirty play, let me help him out. You're thinking I'm trailing.
Oh, I'm not helping him up.
That's my point.
There's no question I'm not helping him up. But hey, the Magic are a different group, though. You know what I mean? Like, you may disagree with me, but to me, their toughness comes from their coaching staff. I think Barnes is hard playing, but I don't see a lot of, like, tough, nasty competitors. I see at halftime guys just trying to be well-liked and running for political office. Some you can only go so far without killer competitors.
In this series, as Carter turns, shoots, knocks it down. In the grit matchup, it's been a mismatch.
Well, absolutely, and I will go so far as to say their toughness comes from the good times. Coaching, but also the good times. When things are going well, this is a dangerous team to face. When adversity comes, then all of a sudden they meet their match. Now it's a challenge of who wants it more.
Well, Game 4 will be back here at the TD Garden. And it's going to be Monday night. Once again, have it for you ESPN. Tip-off shortly after 8:30. Our coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern with Kia NBA Shoot-Around. But we'll talk about Orlando. And, again, they had another terrific regular season. There's that old sports cliche. You run into a buzzsaw. This Celtics team right now is just playing at such an incredible level. Again, look back. The Cleveland Cavaliers were the best team in the NBA. They won over 60 games again. And in the last 3 games of that series, it's almost like the Celtics took the fight out of it. They're doing the same thing here against Orlando.
If you put guys 1 through 5 in a foxhole on each team, the Celtics are coming out of each one of those foxholes because of their willingness to do whatever it takes to win. They're proven, their experience, and they're gritty guys. That's just the fact.
But don't you think during the regular season, one of the things your brother kept talking about, Jeff, was how his team brought it every night. That was one thing you never worried about. It's not that they're trying hard.
No, listen, you are who you are personality-wise. You're not gonna change who you are. It's like as Nelson knocks in the 3. Vince Carter's not gonna turn nasty. He's always been nice guy. It's always been his knot. Dwight Howard is a nice person. I mean, they need a few more guys to me. Well, I think they need size, skill at certain positions, but they also need, I think, a 4-man who's legitimately a tough guy at some point.
Ray Allen misfires. Glenn Davis gets the rebound, and he was fouled. And Orlando already in the penalty with 6:02 remaining. Jameer Nelson called for the foul, his first. But how about the play of Glenn Davis? 12 points and 5 rebounds off the bench. There's a chance to add it here. What a turnaround from his season early on. And he broke that thumb before the season, missed the first 27 games. He was kind of out of the rotation. Rasheed Wallace taking his place in many ways with his signing. But Wallace didn't have a good regular season. Davis started to get some time. And we've seen now 2 straight years he's not afraid of the playoff stage.
Well, he's a good, solid player. Plus, I'll say this. I thought the Eddie House for Nate Robinson trade was a huge factor as you see Glenn Davis's numbers. In that it solidified and shortened the rotation of the Celtics. So Nate Robinson doesn't play. So now Rondo's minutes are up. Tony Allen plays the few minutes at the backup point, but also he plays at the backup 2 and 3. They play 8 guys, and that's it. And I think that's really, really helped them here in the playoffs.
Rondo playing more minutes than anyone. He's averaging almost 43 minutes a game in the postseason. Nelson can't get that to go. Garnett the rebound. You see Ryan Anderson once again getting his first minutes of the series here in Game 3 tonight. Rashard Lewis on the bench with 4 fouls. Pierce. It's fun to watch. Not many passes. Waiting just for a better shot.
Unselfish play. Putting the ball on the floor thinking, let me make a play for my teammate.
Pass too low. And here comes Rondo the other way. That's 13 turnovers. The Celtics with just 4 turnovers in the game. Rightful pass from Rondo. Davis finishes. And the lead back up to 23. Timeout, Orlando. And here comes another standing ovation.